Hey guys, welcome to Love, Life, and Politics, where I talk about love, life, and mostly politics. Per usual, down in the description below, I've got the people that I listen to and watch on a day-to-day basis to get multiple different perspectives on what's going on in a day-to-day and kind of give me and guide me through what I really want to talk about and provide me with as much different points of view on any subject at any point in time. I suggest that everybody has that and doesn't just stick in one bubble. Also, please like, share, and subscribe the video. I'm trying to get a lot bigger so I can eventually have people to talk to, because that's the real fun, being able to converse with somebody that might have a different opinion from you and really starting to, justify and rationalize and kind of come to an agreement on things that you never thought you would have agreements on before. Anyways, three things that I want to talk about are the jobs report for June, Tucker Carlson and his ratings, as well as CHAZCHOP coming to an end. It's going to be very interesting. It's been an interesting week. I would say positive for the most part, undertones, but of course there's a negative backdrops of things happening around the country, but these are things that really caught my eye. Anyways, to begin with, we're going to start about the June's job bounce back is what I want to call it. So jobs report has come out and jobs have come back, and they're coming back hard. And people who are out there saying, "Yo, listen, don't worry about it. Like, it's not. He's not gonna make it bounce back. You can't really attribute the success that we're having right now to Trump. Blah 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 blah. This blah 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 that. We're not gonna have a V-shaped recovery. This that. Well, we ended up having more jobs this month come back than last month, which was crazy last month, and it beat expectations for what we're expecting this month. It's four. What was it? No, it was five. No, shoot, dang it! How did I forget it already? It was about almost 5 million jobs added to the economy this month or last month in June, and nobody expected it for it to be that high. They were expecting some good numbers, but this was even better than our expectations. And a lot of people are saying, wow, we're not really expecting this to happen, but it's continuing to happen. And in my opinion, this is very, very good news for the country. And it is also very, very good news for the president, which I also think is the president is good for the country. So if it's good for the president, it's good for the country. You know what I mean? So if this continues, we'll be able under the double-digit numbers of unemployment, which most people weren't expecting to get to that fast. I mean, I'm not assuming that we're going to get back to exactly where we were before by the time November rolls around, but I do think that we're going to be tracking very well to get there very much sooner than later. And it's very good for him. I think that people out there who are trying their best to make sure that the economy doesn't bounce back just a little bit longer, so that they'll be able to use that as a cudgel to beat him with, essentially, to give quote unquote Biden a little bit of, and I don't even know why I say quote unquote Biden, but Biden a leg up in this race. But no, the economy's coming back strong because we have a strong leader, despite all the negative things that are happening around, as well as the negative people that are trying to divide the country and kind of keep it down for a little bit longer to make the current president look bad. How selfish that is, kind of crazy. But jobs numbers were looking very great for June, and I pray that July is even better than that, and that we continue to add numbers to the economy, and that people are able to get back to work and start putting food on their families' tables. And good news, more good news. Tucker Carlson breaks records. So he averaged out 4.33 million? Yeah, 4.33 million viewers for his time slot. And it was the highest in cable news history. And this is very good, I would say, for the conservative movement, because Tucker isn't how you would say a normal conservative. He's one that is I would like to say the new age conservative, younger people who are not afraid of hurting people's feelings, quote unquote. They're not too nice and just letting the left walk all over them, just trying to be the nice guy in the room instead of being the person that believes in what they believe, go real hard for their convictions, and they just don't care what people say. If they believe that they're right, they're going to argue their point regardless of how some snowflake people may feel. And Tucker, he deserves it. He has been coming at, especially what's been going on recently, he doesn't hold his tongue. In fact, he says what he wants to say. He says it to the best of his abilities, and they're trying to come after his advertisers. But I got to give Fox props for not being one of those people that completely drops their person as soon as a little bit of animosity or as soon as they start coming after their pockets. And he has proven, oh my gosh, he has proven that he is their number one, and that they definitely need to keep him. He's definitely keeping their ratings up right now. And I pray that he continues to do what he does and that more people like him start springing up. I mean, I think cable news is on its way out, regardless. But I know that Tucker, if he wanted to, let's say, migrate and leave Fox, he can definitely build something that is incredible online right now. No doubt in my mind. I'm surprised. I'm sure there's got a contract in there because they're very aware of this, that he can't start doing things independently yet. I'm 100% sure that that's what's happening, because he could definitely have his own audience, his own growth that's separate from Fox. But they made the right move to make sure that he stays exclusive with them and that he brings the heat. And I pray that more people like him come up, and I pray that he continues to do well and shatter records, because this is also showing where the American people are thinking. If so much people are tuning into this guy, either Republicans that weren't paying attention before are paying more attention now and choosing to watch him, or people who are not Republican are starting to tune in to get a different perspective. And I'm telling you, I don't think that the majority of this country is dumb. I do think that a majority of this country is, I don't even want to say brainwashed, but in a bubble, unable to see what the other side is saying. I think if you put the two sides of whatever argument, Democrat or Republican, conservative or liberal, a majority of the country is going to pick the conservative side. I 100% believe that. I think numbers are tracking that the country is leaning more towards conservative than it is towards liberal. But the votings are not matched. The voting records kind of sort of are not matching up perfectly with that, but I think it will catch up. And I think the Republicans need to get trendy real quick. And I don't mean by just like jumping on any bandwagons or anything like that. I mean, we need to start making our message very appealing. And PragerU is doing a very good job at this, which is why YouTube and Google are coming after them so hard, because they really do make it very appealing, very digestible for just mainstream conservative ideals to be introduced or spoken to people who normally would not hear about it before. That's which is why they're restricted for children. They're restricted from children as if they were pornography. It's crazy to me. I think that Tucker Carlson is showing that there is definitely a wide market of people out there who may be already conservative or were not able to really see any conservative or truly give conservatism a try, and now are starting to see it, think it, rationalize it, and they're seeing that this is definitely the way to go. And I pray that Tucker continues to do a very good job and more people like him rise up. Sorry, I kind of took that a little bit longer. And the third and is this the most important? Third and very important thing that happened is CHAZCHOP, that zone, is gone. They took care of that bad boy in 45 minutes from what I've heard. 45 minutes, they came in and cleared it. And I think this does expose the left strongly, because multiple black people, young people, had died in this in CHOP. And the mayor did nothing. All talk, no walk. In fact, I think it was nights before, two black kids were just lit up in their cars. I don't know the specific reasons for it, because a lot of people are debating it, but these young kids should not have died. If the mayor had not said that there was going to be a summer of love and just took care of this problem like she should have, the taxpayers are paying for the cops to make sure that things run in an orderly fashion. There's law and order established. These kids probably would not have lost their lives, but she didn't. Multiple people died. She had shootings. She did nothing. She just talked. It's not until they came and protested and walked to her house, her actual house, her actual residence, that she decided there was something that needed to be done. I think it was within 24 hours she dropped that order. Hey, CHAZ got to go. They got to go. And the police got in there. And I heard it was like 45 minutes to clear that ish out real quick. This is what liberal governance look like. If it doesn't bother them directly, they're going to let it keep on going. And they'll virtue signal to the max. Oh yeah, I support it. It's just a block party. Like, these kids are protesting like bad things happening to like black people in the country. Like, that's what they're doing. And I support that. Like, I really do support that. And I don't think the police need to break it up. Like, it's not bad. Like, the president is completely wrong. There's like nothing bad going on here. And death, rape, cops not being able to come in and help people, ambulance and paramedics not able to come in there and help people, and black people, which is what essentially sparked this whole movement, are dying in this spot, and she's not doing anything. It takes them coming to her door for her to do anything about it. That is a perfect capsulation, essentially, of liberalism. They speak a whole lot of stuff. Defund the police, but they got enough money for private police. Get rid of the wall, but they got high behind fences protecting their land and their property. These people they're so privileged, they're spewing ideas that will hurt those that are not privileged, because they're privileged enough to not be affected by those things that they're suggesting. And CHAZCHOP is a perfect example of this. I think there was one in New York City that's popping up right now. I think it's a bit smaller. But again, look at that. Another liberal city doing not a dang thing about it, or not being capable of doing anything about it. That's what happens when liberals run your cities. And keep in mind where all these protests are happening, where all these events of racial this, racial that are happening. Democrat cities, Democrat mayors, Democrat governors, Democrat. Yet they want to say that Trump is the problem. How is it that your group, your party, is completely in control of these areas, and these are the areas where all these things are happening? I think you saw in the American people one big butt cake of BS. You baked it real nice. You put some chocolate icing on the outside of it, on the perimeter of it. But when they bite into it, it's just full of dog doo-doo. That's how it is. You guys definitely have done your best to make it look like the opposite side is hurting you, but when you're in complete control of the situation and then it's going south, you don't take any personal responsibility for your failures and your policies not working. And then saying, hey, give us more money, vote us back in so we can do more nothing for these people. And the mayor of this Seattle spot, she needs to be completely taken care of, like taken out completely. And anybody who supported CHAZCHOP completely taking over this area need to be kicked out of government as well. If you're not going to have the well-being of your people above virtue signaling, you're done. Get out. If you won't stand for law and order, you're done. Get out. That's the whole basis of the dang government to begin with. You're supposed to protect us and protect our God-given rights. You don't give us our rights. We have rights, and you're there to protect those rights. And this mayor did not. She chose to stick with the virtue signaling portion of her constituency, the very fraction of it, because guaranteed 90+% of people would rather all that not happen and be able to drive freely in their city, to be able to go to the stores freely, to be able to walk around freely, to be able to know that the cops will be there when they call them, to know that the ambulance and paramedics will be there when they call them. Because that's what they effing pay for. That's what their tax dollars are for. And they're getting sued. And I hope to God that these people make a ton of money, and not a dime better come from the federal government. My tax dollars should not pay for Seattle's incompetence. for voting these Democrat idiots in over and over again. And of course, I don't want to overgeneralize. I'm sure there's good Democrats out there that aren't wacko, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but very vocal minority. If you're not going to get rid of the vocal minority and keep on allowing them to essentially dictate what the party's about, I'm going to have to label the party what they say. And they're crazy. Get a hold of your party. Bring it back to the center. And maybe you might have a chance of really making this country better. But the more left you go, the more you're leaving the country behind. And the more they fall right into the conservatives' arms, which is where they should be. Conservatism is the right way to go. Get it? Right? Conservative. And I hope that more people are waking up to all this crazy stuff that's happening and picking the right party. And I pray that Trump wins in 2020. And I think in his 4 years, he's going to make some serious changes and it's going to be for the good. And number one, he needs to get on that tech censorship for sure. Because if you're not allowing your constituency to freely engage in discussions with other people without being attacked and called racist, sexist, bigots, and all these other things that intimidate them and prevent them from being able to speak freely, which is, freedom of speech, you're slacking. That should be, as soon as he wins again, that should be the first thing he goes after. Hey, these tech companies, if you don't let everybody have an equal voice, you're done. You're done. The government has given you the ability, has provided you the protections that have allowed you to grow so big to the monopolistic standards that you are right now, that you're holding right now. Government needs to step in since you gave them all these powers and say, hey, we had stipulations. You've been breaking those stipulations to the point that you are doing election interference and preventing the president from speaking to his people, preventing from the president's supporters from speaking to other people, and banning people from the public square. That's not what America's about. They need to get on Facebook, get on Google, get on Amazon, get on YouTube, get on them all. If they got that protection from liability, is it section? Dang, how did I forget this? Man, I'm slipping this time. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me. If you don't get on that, you're slacking. You're I'm not gonna say you're a waste because you're way better than anything else that would be there. But you would have fallen short of what we expect of a president that should be fighting for the freedom that this country provides for every citizen. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Pray that you guys have a great week, great 4th of July. I don't really have any income streams for this channel. I have a book titled Why I, Young Black Man, Voted for Trump. Check it out on Amazon. The money towards that will help me be able to get better equipment, eventually get a camera so I can actually, have videos on there, because I know you guys are probably getting real tired of just hearing the voice, and I'll be able to actually get a podcast portion of it kind of going on. But anyways, any way that you can support the channel, I really do appreciate you. I hope you guys have a blessed one, and I hope you stay safe.